Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to get this thing set up correctly, and that's about as good as it's going to get, huh? I'll just move it like that. There you go. That's better. Good evening, Jennifer. What's happening, girl? You're always there. Hey, better save that. Hey, anyway, Fashion Seal, Rustmeister, Beer Me. I'm open. Ta-da! How about some shades, dog? This is Tumblebug Man. Anyway, Fashion still got that one. Mary Cooper. Hey, Rusty and Rangers. Hey, guys. Chill, chill, chill. Yeah, these are my cool dude glasses. I'm gonna have prescription lenses put in these. Yeah. Anyway, what do we got here? Mary Cooper, WP Wood. The gang's all here from Toad Suck. Yeah, that means you're here, right? Casey Lewis, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. In heaven, there is no beer, and that's why we drink it here. Uh, Casey, good afternoon. Trail cam video. Hey, Rusty. Hey. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Camp down, Lady King. Anyway, come on down, folks. Come on down. I got me a beer right there, and I'll take these glasses off. And once I get through irritating the crap out of you, these, I'll take them off. Anyway, Tyler of Texas, how cool are those sunglasses? Man, these are dudes, aren't they? Yeah, these are Carrera somethings. Yeah, I got another set of frames because I'm going to go see the optometrist in Marble Falls on my trip next week for a month, and I'm going to go down and see him and get some new lenses. And when I get them, I'll have these prescriptionized. Yeah, I mean, I can see through them okay right now. I mean, my vision is okay without any prescription. But this is Talman, Drone Man Murphy, Rusty. Anyway, John Todd in the house from Brownsville, Texas. Here's to all of you guys, all you Rangers. Skull, Prost, cheers. Here's to you, here's to me. My first swallow of beer today. Gary Holtz, good weekend and happy beer 30, Rusty and everyone. And Debbie Black, hi, or Block. Hi, Rusty. Hi to you. Mary Cooper, looking good. Get down home, say, yeah. Check this out, dog. Anyway, where we at? Tom, you picked a fine time to have beer 30 to the tune of Lucille by Kenny Rogers. You picked a fine time to have beer 30. Oh, God. No, that was Lucille. That was a fine time to leave me. Yeah, Lucille. RV living with the geezer. What's up, Scooter Man? Shades, baby. Shades. Grateful Graham, Junie. Is that right? Am I reading that right? Yeah, Junie from Junie from the Mooney here. Whoa, back on the meds, babe. Jeff Erdman. Yo, Rusty and real Rusty Rangers and Jennifer checking hi from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Fort Lauderdale, been there a long time ago. You know, it's a long way to anywhere from Texas or where I am. Jennifer talking to Jeff, trail cam video. Future so bright you got to wear shades. I'm telling you, it's the truth. I feel pretty good. I've been busy, man, getting stuff done, making plans. Yeah, getting the RV ready to go. No, we're good. We're on schedule here. Norman in San Diego. Happy Friday, Rusty. Happy Friday to you, Norman in San Diego. Alice, hello from Story Lake State Park in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Very nice. We'll post pictures on Facebook. Thank you, Alice Smith from Story Lake. Been there. Billy Ray. Hey, Rusty, I got my beer, but where's yours? So you ask that every freaking week. Here's to you, here's to me. It's right there. It's never out of harm's way or out of arm's reach. Here's to you, here's to me. WP Wood says, any bites on Zozo? No, not yet. Well, in nothing serious. I've got people inquiring and have to sell their homes and stuff. But again, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you're interested, check with me at rusty78609 at gmail.com, or check it out on realtor.com, Carrizozo, New Mexico, 105 Settler Lane. Yeah. Henri Codger, Scooterman scooteth. Well, I scooteth. I've been scooting. No, we're good. I've got it down, man. I got it down. And the fact that I can load it in the back of the truck and unload it easily with that pet ramp I got. And no, it's all come together very nicely. And also, when I put it in the back of the truck, I checked to see how I drove around the block with it in the back of the truck, tied down like I was going to tie it down. And no, it's fine, baby. We got it. Talman, Rusty, do you ever have a Mike's Hard Lemonade? They're pretty tasty. No, I stick with what I know, man. And if you drink, light beer like 4%, Miller Lite and some of the other stuff that's 4%, it doesn't dehydrate you, quite as bad as some of the other higher alcohol beers. So, I that's why I stick to what I stick to. I stick with what works for me. But thank you, Eduardo Palomo. Get your motor running. You got it, baby. Start them mothers up. Saddle up. Let's go. Tom, looks like you are a programmer looking at those multiple monitors through your glasses. Yeah, I got monitors everywhere. I got 7 monitors in my dreams. My youngest boy, hell, he's got 3 big ones. He does work for the electric or ERCOT, but there's a company that he works for. Tim G, howdy, friends and neighbors. Dolores and Bruce, happy Friday, everyone. Cheers, troglodyte, howdy. Hollywood Rusty, that's me, dog. That's me out here on Hollywood Boulevard, walking down the street looking good. Anyway, Angel Ann, hello, Rusty. And Rangers, are lots of joy coming to you from North Carolina, I guess. Thank you, Angela. Enjoy your day. Don T, what's for dinner? One little piece of Hunt Brothers pizza, one little square. I think that's what I'm going to have. I think, probably. Trail cam video. Hey, Jennifer and Jupe. Grateful Graham, Dolores and Bruce, happy Friday. Poodle Professor, talking to Trail Cam. Dorothy Wells, hi, Rusty, from Alamogordo, New Mexico. The weather here has been pretty warm during the day and nice and cool in the morning. Love your go-kart. Well, it's not really a go-kart. It's a scooter, but it's close. They used to have go-karts when I was growing up. I wanted one so bad I could spit, but a friend of mine's dad bought 2 of them. He was going to set up a little go-kart racing track, but he never did. So I used to ride around on one of those go-karts with my buddy. Eric said, is it Eric? Yeah. The setup you've at Fort Clark Springs is perfect. Glad you keep enjoying yourself. Yeah, me too, because that's what life's all about, guys. You know what I mean? Just enjoying yourself one day or one moment at a time, Tyler of Texas says fresh pizza. Well, it's not really fresh. I've had it in the freezer for probably a month. I put all the little slices in a sandwich bags, freeze them, and then I just take them out one at a time. Neon, hello, Rusty. Fred from Palm Coast, Florida. Hello, Fred from Palm Coast, Florida. Glad to have you with us and all you other Floridians. What a name. Mary Louise Mathis. Jello, everyone from North Carolina. Happy and safe scooter riding. Yeah, thank you. Eduardo Paloma says 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Traveling girl. Happy Friday, Rusty and everyone. Troglodyte. Who's hot for Rusty? The poodle. Who's hot? Hot. Happy Friday. Thank you. Burnt Church. Goof evening, everyone. Better use your spell check. Talman. Oh, pizza. Yeah, I'm going to have one slice. Jeff says, I used to drool over the go-karts in the Sears catalog when I was a kid. Oh, me too, man. The Sears catalog was like going to Disney World in my mind. They had the Allstate scooters and stuff, and I really wanted an Allstate scooter, but I didn't get. I got a Cushman Eagle instead, which was, talk about a step up. It was a good-looking scooter. 8 horsepower, dual exhaust, chrome. Get out of here. Poodle Professor, Troglodyte, Juke loves Rusty. Oh, Juke. Miami. Hey, Rusty, it's been a while. It's been a long, long time, hasn't it? Anyway, Mary Louise Mathis, I purchased my Segway 9-bot scooter about 5 years ago and love it. Well, good for you, okay? William Steinbacher, Rusty, have you thought about a locking truck bed cover? Yeah, I have, but you couldn't put the the scooter in the back. You'd have to it wouldn't fit under the bed when it's, No, I did look at one. They're about $500 or $600 installed, and yeah, but no, I'm not going to do it. I did look into it. I did think about it. Troglodyte, did you get your pizza from the brothers? Yeah, Hunt Brothers. Jennifer, Poodle Professor, check her channel out on YouTube. You used to think of all the ways we could make a go-kart. Yeah, I was going to make one. No, I didn't. It didn't have all the parts. We had a lot of pieces, but not enough to make a go-kart. It would have been easy to make because you could get any little old Briggs and Stratton engine and a little belt drive thing, and you'd be good to go, Says Tom, how can you only have one slice of pizza? Too tempting and yummy to have only one slice. No, I do that all the time. I mean, I don't eat a lot. Well, and you won't either when you get to be my age. You won't. But anyway, if you want to find out where something's out, Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat, Calculatus, Eliminatus, W.P. Wood. We had Sears catalog in our outhouse. Yeah, well, I'm sure most people in my area did too, because that was about the only toilet paper you could find, But a Sears catalog back when, hell, they used to be this thing. When we first started getting them, they were little old bitty things like this, and they sold all kind of farm equipment and all kind of stuff. Man, they sold everything. Man, could be delivered by Sears, and they were the Amazon for years, And no, but then the catalog got to weigh 10 pounds. I don't know where they had it printed. Joel Hunt, good afternoon, Rusty. Scooter skills are getting good. Enjoy the Hunt Brothers pizza. Yeah, I'm getting much better, much more comfortable. I'm not speeding up any. I'm staying around 8 to 10 miles an hour, and we're good, man. I got some gloves coming today. They got a little pad on here, so if you come off, you don't tear your fingers up. Enjoy the Hunt Brothers pizza. Yeah, Troglodyte Sears catalog for famous, outhouse. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people did because paper's paper, guys. Well, you could have gone without paper and then just washed your hand, but we never got into that. There are countries where they do that, and so you never shake hands. You never do anything with your left hand because that's the hand that does the job. But anyway, here's to you, here's to me. It's Friday afternoon. And, can you remember cars from the 1950s? I can, because that's when I grew up with those cars. They had nothing. I was looking at a vehicle today that's being made, all-electric pickup called a Slate. And the reason they call it a Slate is it's like a blank slate. Jeff Bezos is one of the big backers. He's an Amazon guy. But it comes with nothing. It's just plain Jane. Well, hell, I could have told them that, Will people buy that? Hell yeah, man. Simplicity is coming right back in. People are getting tired of all this complicated crap, Anyway, Mary Cooper says used to have Sears catalog stores here years ago. Yeah, it used to have big Sears stores. They were the anchor at all the malls, Sears and Penny's. Eric, what's your favorite pizza topping, or do you stick to the same one? Well, if you get Hunt Brothers, it comes with everything. It comes with sausage, pepperoni, onion, bell pepper, olives. I don't know, everything you can think of. Yeah. And it's okay. It's unless you make your own. And I may start doing that because I've gotten good at making bread. And I found out that you can just make a flat bread, get you some good pizza sauce, and do your own home pizza, and I'm going to try that here in the very near future. And I'm also going to start making homemade wine. There's a easy way to do it at home, buying pure juice and putting a little sugar and yeast. You got it. Troglodyte says pizza with Italian sausage and banana peppers, maybe some pineapple. I never did pineapple on a pizza. Garda, good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Garda. Mimi is me. Russ, oh, remember the Christmas catalog? I spent hours looking at that wish book. Oh, the Christmas catalog? Oh, that was heaven, man. See, I lived out in the country. We didn't have crap, and, I had to create things to play with and all kinds of stuff. And the Sears catalog would entertain me for years, Rocky the Rock, I am here. I made it. I got off work early. Hi, Rusty. Hope you are having a good day and weekend. Thank you, Rocky the Rock. I am, and I hope you are and do also. Talman Drone Man Murphy, Hunts is pretty good. Hunts, you mean like sauce? WP Wood. We also had corn cobs for the trip to the woods. Yeah, that was a little rough on you, though. I hear people talking about it. I never used them. Wandering Kentuckian, we ordered from the Sears Roebuck catalog and the J.C. Penney catalog when we were overseas in the military. Yeah, you could order. I guess they were like Amazon. They deliver anywhere. Rick Garmy have made pizza on tortilla. Turned out good. Yeah, you can get flour tortillas. Yeah, and put it on there, toast it up. Yeah, it'd work fine. Or you might even be able to do it on a corn tortilla, I guess. Just use the sauce and stuff. Mary Louise, welcome, Rocky the Rock. Glad you made it. Yeah, no, Rocky the Rock is in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Joel Hunt, I vote no on the pineapple, but as Rusty says, you do you. Yeah, everybody has to do their own. That's what makes the world go round. Well, even though that doesn't actually make the world go round, the world goes on round because it was set spinning many billions of years ago and it ain't stopped. And gravity has a lot of shit going on there. Anyway, Texas Lady, hi, Mary Cooper. Mary Cooper, hello, Texas Lady. Tom, Sears catalog, when you run out of toilet paper. Yeah. And again, it certainly wasn't a good substitute for toilet paper. I'll tell you that. Talman, sorry, I meant to say Hunt Brothers is pretty good. Yeah, Hunt Brothers is. It's cheap. Well, they only make one size, and it's like $12. You can get a round one that's kind of a regular crust, and you get the flat one that's a thin crust. I get the flat one, the thin crust. Troglodyte, I heard a rumor that Daisy Muffet is living on the hill with Levi. I don't know who Daisy Muffin is, but maybe I hope it is. I hope they're both happy if that's the case. Jose Flores left me a little pat on the back there. Jose Cuervo, thank you very much, Jose. Ellen Dowd, still have Craftsman tools. Yeah, Craftsman's, they make quality tools, and that's why they're still here. Wandering Kentucky, and you could get packages overseas to a APO address on the military base, and that's great. I'm glad they did that. But they made a ton of money. Sears was the store for 100 years almost. And they kind of let it go. They kind of didn't catch on to the internet thing, and they thought it was a passing fad or whatever, and they missed. They were top heavy in management. It's kind of like General Motors and Ford. They had the big office building. The executives were driven to work in a limo and all the stuff. And, you got to get thinking. In the world today, you got to get going. Joel Hunt, my brother, and I are not in the pizza business, but we make damn good barbecue. Yeah, barbecue, I like barbecue. I like, good barbecue. I mean, of course, good barbecue is wholly contingent upon the person eating it. Good to one person may not be so good to another. So, it's like beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. That's all true. But anyway, having said that, Skol, Prost, cheers, Friday night. This is the 17th of October, 2025 at 4:20ish about. Very good. Troglodyte, I was taking back how many people were concerned that you weren't going to have an accident on your motorbike. Rusty don't need no stinking helmet. No, I'm fine, man. No, I go slow. I've got common sense, you know. Yeah, but no, there were a lot of people that were just concerned, and I get that every time I do something. Just about Texas lady, my grandpa bought fishing boats at Sears, the kind that was flat on the bottom. Yeah, the old flat bottom boats. And they sold a lot of, they sold fishing poles and all kind of crap. Mary Lou's Mathis, cheers. Dan Young, 420, and all's well. Trail Cam Video, Montgomery Ward and Kmart had their run. Yeah, they all did, but they got eaten up by the internet, because they didn't really jump in and have a big presence. Walmart got left behind, and Amazon moved way into their market, and now Amazon and Walmart are just right together. But Walmart was such a much larger retail outlet when Amazon was just nothing. They were selling books, Boy, they moved up quick, didn't they? They sell everything. Now, if you can spell it, you can find it. Trail Cam Video, Montgomery Ward, I read that. Joel Hunt, just like Rusty, I know what I can and cannot do. Go Speederman. Yeah, know your limits and live within them. I'm getting older and I know it. Samoan man, remember S&H green stamps? Yep, I sure do. I never really collected them. I know a lot of people that did religiously. WP Wood, still happy with the Maverick? Yes, I am very happy with my Ford Maverick. I think it's one of the best vehicles I've ever owned. You know what I mean? No doubt. Yeah, it's perfect for towing the casita, over 20 miles per gallon towing, not towing over 30, 32, 33. You can't beat that. And it's very comfortable, very quiet, smooth ride. That's everything I want in an automobile. And the good thing for me at my age, it has 7 inches of clearance from the road, and so when I step out, I'm not on the ground, I don't have to go, you know what I mean? And I tried a Prius and I tried a Toyota, something else, they were too low to the ground. The car was sitting on the freaking ground, Mary Cooper, I still something Montgomery Ward catalogs. Yeah, troglodyte. How about a toupee from Kmart? And it looked like I was wearing a squirrel on top of my head. No wonder they went out of business. Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, that's not good advertising for Kmart. Yeah, but be that as it may, yeah, that was. But the things change, man. And in today's world, see, and that's where right now Amazon's kind of in the driver's seat because they are so advanced with their technology. They're creating the technology now. They not only are they selling merchandise, but they're creating the software and the algorithms and all the other stuff, the AI to do it. Talman says, have you ever considered getting a Tesla of any kind? Yeah, I have. And at some point I may. If they come out with one that's priced reasonably, I might. But I'd still have to go drive it first. I don't want it so complicated I can't enjoy it. Trail Cam Video, Rusty, thank you for Beer 30. You're very welcome. Thank you all for showing up. And Mary Louise, gravity is not your friend when trying to exit a low-lying vehicle. No, it's not. It's not even your friend when you're sitting in a chair that's really low. I like my furniture where I can just get up, And Jerry says, Rusty, my 2016 Casita sprang a couple of leaks in the big East Coast rain. At least one was the window. I'll work on it this weekend. That's very rare that you ever have a leak in the Casita. Of course, it's 10 years old or close, 9. And so maybe that's the issue. Just put a little sealer and you got it. Joel, I remember when we used to pop a balloon at Kmart for a chance to win a banana split for a penny. That's not a bad deal. We used to pay a banana split in Kennedy, Texas at Sellers Drugstore in 1955 was 35 cents. It was one of the most expensive items you could get. But it was 3 scoops of ice cream, a split banana covered with nuts, chocolate, strawberries, pineapple, all kind of crap. I mean, it's what you call a full deal meal. Neon says, Rusty, no jumping the Grand Canyon. Well, I'm thinking about it. There was a guy that tried that and failed, but I think I could do it on my scooter. Troglodyte, Rusty Knievel. I hear that. Jumping the Grand Canyon, that would be a sight. It'd be a damn good sight because you ain't going to see me doing it. No. We don't do jumping. Texas lady, LOL about the canyon. No kidding. But, he did. But, Evel Knievel, he almost killed himself probably 100 times, but he made a lot of money. I mean, he had a good life. He enjoyed. He got hooked on his own stunts. Jerry. Yeah, my casita has water damage now, but it does happen. The window seals do dry out. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Call casita. They may have a more permanent fix. Wandering Kentuckian, if you're afraid to try new things in life, you will never be just happy as you could be. I don't know. I mean, I think everybody's got to do what they do. I remember when I used to leave work in Victoria, Texas, head out to the country where I lived 14 miles out of town back when, and there was a guy, as I was leaving Victoria, the city, there was the last red light was right by a fried chicken place, and there was always a wino sitting there drinking wine. He had it in a bag, and he'd take swaller out at that red light. I'd see him. I think he was probably the happiest guy in the whole world, man. He didn't give a shit. Get him another bottle of wine. He's cool. I'd see him 2 or 3 times a week. And here I am working my ass off and worried and stressed. And here's this guy going, hey man, what's happening? Shit. He got in my head. Anyway, Tom, wear a parachute. Well, yeah, if you got to wear a parachute, you may not want to do it. You know what I mean? What do they call these guys with those suits that they open their arms? They look like wings. You see them flying around. There's something you need to do. Yeah, you probably do that one time, splat. Yeah. I don't know I don't even know how they learn to do it, because sooner or later you got to try it. You know what I mean? They jump out of airplanes and all kinds of wing suits or something. Anyway, guys, it's Friday evening or afternoon. Getting close to 4:30-ish. We're getting there. But anyway, enjoy your life. Enjoy your weekend. Plan something and do it. Ellen says, Otis on Andy Griffith's show. Otis. Yeah. And, those old TV series were so good, weren't they? I mean, you could just relax and they had the characters were well defined. If there was a bad guy, it was a definite bad guy. You didn't have to guess. And the good guys always wore white hats. You know what I mean? They did, and the hat never came off. In a fist fight with 9 men, the hats would never fall off. Wandering Kentucky, and I had a wonderful time as always. I have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your week. Yeah, you too. Kentuckian, Mary Cooper, Otis Campbell. Okay, thank you. Casey Lewis, 2-minute warning, Rusty. Yeah, we're getting close there. Jerry, Casita Factory does sell good silicone sealants and products that they recommend specifically for casitas. Yeah, what you've got, it's a little different. You've got fiberglass that you need something to adhere to. So you're going to have to get something that's designed for that. Joel Hunt, have a relaxing evening, Rusty. Yeah, you too, man. Chill out and enjoy your life. Calculatus, eliminatus. If you want to find out where something is, got to find out where it ain't first. Trail cam video, super duper time. Well, I'm glad you had a super duper time. I did too. I always do. Rick Gourmet, enjoy. But anyway, Tom, you picked a fine time to end the show. I did. It just goes for 30 minutes. That's all. Talman, have a nice weekend. Yeah, all you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your life. Here's to you. Skol, Prost, cheers. Skol, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. William, good night, Rusty and Rangers. Dan Youngs, enjoy your life. Yeah, that's it. So, enjoy your life the best way you can. Thumbs up, guys. Dolores and Bruce, have a nice weekend. Samoan Man, cheers. Mary Louise, East Coasters, enjoy the rest of daylight. Poodle Professor, have a good night. You too, Jennifer. Thank you for moderating this. Check her channel out on YouTube. Poodle Professor. Thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye-bye. Use the Amazon link in the description of some of my videos if you want to. Buy something from Amazon. Tyler of Texas headed out for a cruise around the fort while I still sit here. Whatever. Enjoy your life, babe. Whatever you got to do. Tim G. Bye, all Texas ladies. Same to you, Poodle. Bye, everyone. Anyway, guys, Enjoy your day. Enjoy your life. And I'm out of here. This is the end of the turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. End stream. Boom. Bye.